30 years and 9 generations later, Pokemon has amassed over 1,000 Pokemon, and yet most promotional material outside Japan still goes to the original 151. We suspect celebrations of the most popular Pokemon will continue throughout Pokemon's 30th anniversary events. So, we decided to take giving the spotlight to some lesser known Pokemon into our own hands. These Pokemon have been absent from recent mainline games, or even if they are present in the latest entries, are so underpromoted that it's easy to forget they exist unless you're digging into old games, buy all the mainline games DLCs, or are deep into the TCG. And if you're a fan of these Pokemon, forget finding much official merch. From Druddigon to Blipbug, these are the 18 Pokemon that you might have forgot ever existed. First making an appearance in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Barraskewda has a whopping 0 products at the Pokemon Center and just 5 Pokemon cards, despite being present in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It evolves from the more recognizable Arctovish, which has only a slightly less devious expression. Unfortunately for the eager pocket monster, Arctovish's fame comes from it being partially ingested by Cramorant and other Pokemon. It's fitting that if it's able to survive long enough to evolve, it can viciously protect itself against predators and competition. Barraskewda's last mainline game appearance was in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Durant, the Iron Ant Pokemon, a bug and steel type.
Frankly, Durant is terrifying. This giant iron ant was introduced in Pokemon Black and White and has since only appeared in 3 other mainline games, including Black and White 2, of course. While it may only have 1 item at the Pokemon Center, it's got a whopping 19 cards in the TCG, and somewhat recently had a brief starring moment in episode 24 of Pokemon Master Journeys the series, Everybody's Doing the Underground Shuffle, where they terrorized Ash, Go, Chloe, and Team Rocket. Its last mainline game was Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Uh-oh! We're gonna get out of here! Look over there!
Terrakion. Incredible.
It's normal for the now long list of legendary Pokemon to see some of its members come in and out of fashion. And though Terrakion got a Paradox makeover in Pokemon Violet's The Indigo Dust DLC, with the new Pokemon Iron Boulder, it feels like a legendary lost to time. Since it was introduced in Pokemon Black and White, Terrakion has only received 15 Pokemon cards and 1 item in the Pokemon Center. And its fellow Sword of Justice legendaries Cobalion and Virizion haven't fared much better. Yes, there was a Pokemon movie in 2012 featuring these legendaries, but they certainly weren't featured on the English poster. We see many games get multiple groups of legendaries, but these 3, and especially Terrakion, feel particularly easy to forget. At least Virizion got its own TCG box. Terrakion was last seen in Pokemon Legends ZA's Mega Dimensions DLC.
Stakataka, the Rampart Pokemon, a rock and steel type.
The Ultra Beasts were an odd addition to Pokemon in Generation 7, and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon took that a step further by introducing 4 more. One of these and its evolution got decent screen time in Pokemon the series Sun and Moon as part of Ash's team, but it certainly wasn't this strange stone giant. The unfortunate thing about the 4 added Ultra Beasts is that unless you've played the Ultra versions, got and played the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC The Crown Tundra, or are kept up with the animated show, you may not even know they exist. Stakataka's design isn't doing it any favors, at least not in our opinion. To be fair though, all the Ultra Beasts are rather strange. Stakataka has got 1 sitting cutie plush on Pokemon Center, 7 cards, 4 of which are variations of the same GX card, and as mentioned, was last seen in the Sword and Shield DLC from back in 2020.
I'll name it Arctovish.
Arctovish is one of 4 neat fossil Pokemon brought about by combining a fossilized fish and fossilized dino. Usually, the fossil Pokemon are rather cool, but though this has an appealing design at first glance, Arctovish is rather sad. It was first introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield and has been missing ever since. It's got 1 plush available at the Pokemon Center and a whopping 4 Pokemon cards. This is one we especially hope to see again soon. It's got great side quest potential.
Bruxish, the Gnash Teeth Pokemon, a water and psychic type.
This colorful Pokemon's home region is easy to guess. Alola. Introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Bruxish has since received 8 cards, of which we hear can be quite common pulls despite the limited number, and 1 plush at the Pokemon Center. As far as the Nintendo Switch games go, it's only available in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. While Bruxish is one of the few on this list available in one of the latest games, we'd love to see it get another go soon with an evolution that's as colorful and creepy. There's an argument to be made that Water-type Pokemon tend to be more terrifying than Ghost-type.
How cool!
This is perhaps one of the oddest Pokemon introduced in Gen 9. After taking extra steps to evolve the Dolphin Pokemon, Vinizen, at the Union Circle, it seems to hardly change, except for a heart on its chest. In battle, when switched out for the first time, its ability Zero to Hero is triggered, allowing it to completely change its form and stats. It's a shame it could only be in Zero form outside of battle. So far, Palafin Hero form has 5 products, including 3 TCG features. It was also featured in Pokemon Horizon the Series, Episode 42, Transform Hero of the Seas Palafin. It wasn't available in Pokemon Legends ZA, meaning you'll only see this hero in action in the episode of the anime, or if you take the time to evolve Vinizen in Scarlet and Violet. It's such a neat Pokemon, and we hope future games allow us to see it more. It's a shame that people don't seem to know it, which is why we're highlighting it here. This one is for me. Far too many people are unfamiliar with Ferrothorn, one of the coolest Pokemon to come out of Pokemon Black and White. With only one evolution from the Thorn Seed Pokemon, Ferroseed, it goes from a little weirdo to a bigger one with a design that's hard to forget. Though it may not look as cute at first glance, the nightmarish yet pleasant Ferrothorn card illustrated by Kurata so encapsulates how lovely yet intimidating this Pokemon can be. Its power was definitely known in Gen 5, but since then, it's seemed to decline in favor. Ferrothorn has 1 plush and 2 TCG accessories, 11 cards, and was last seen in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Introduced alongside Arctovish in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Arctozolt is another strange combination fossil Pokemon, and has also been unavailable since its introduction. This silly Pokemon has been featured in Pokemon Journeys the series, has 3 Pokemon cards, and 1 plush available at the Pokemon Center. If you have a moment, check out the very sweet reviews of this unique fossil Pokemon's plush on the Pokemon Center website to see that truly any Pokemon can be someone's favorite. Like many other bug-type Pokemon, Blipbug's future evolution is fierce, but it begins as a cutie. The Blipbug was first introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield and hasn't been available since. This charming bug Pokemon has 7 Pokemon cards, but only has a pin available in a set at the Pokemon Center, making it one of the most difficult Pokemon to collect merch of. Blipbug's evolution line rocks, especially since its final form, or Beetle, has a fantastic Gigantamax. Rabsca, the evolution of Rellor, was introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like the other Gen 9 Pokemon on this list, it hasn't been seen since its introduction. Evolving the plentiful Rellor into Rabsca wasn't exactly the most intuitive process either, as it required you to walk around the game world until you'd traveled a set number of steps with the Pokemon using the Let's Go feature and then level it up. So complicated. There's another, more charming Pokemon on this list whose evolved form has the same requirement. Of the 3 Pokemon that have this Let's Go Walk, then level up evolution method, it's easy to say that Palmo or Palmot was by far the most popular. To back that claim up, Rabsca has a whopping 0 items available at the Pokemon Center, made it into just 1 episode of Pokemon Horizons, and has 6 Pokemon cards.
That's Bramblin. It evolves after traveling a long way.
Since we're on the topic of Scarlet and Violet Pokemon that use the Let's Go Walk and Level Up method for evolution, let's talk about the other not Palmot Pokemon, Bramblin. Now this may just be this writer's penchant for deserts and dry flat fields after growing up in Texas, but it's strange that Bramblin and its evolution Bramblegast don't get more love. It's a strange yet charming addition to the small number of grass ghost type Pokemon. First introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Bramblin has not been seen since, has no merchandise at the Pokemon Center, and only 5 TCG cards. Come on, let's get more of them in there.
Runerigus and Anaconda, huh?
We thought Go would bring out Cinderace.
This is an unfortunate case of a rare regional variant. Introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Runerigus was only obtainable after letting a Galarian Yamask take at least 49 damage in one hit without it fainting. Then you have to take the poor, unhealed creature to a particular stone arch where the Pokemon evolves into Runerigus. It's not the most intuitive evolution process, meaning this neat Pokemon is harder to stumble on. More unfortunate though is that Runerigus only has 3 cards, no merch, and was last available in Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension DLC.
Whoa, that's a Whismur! Let's check it out.
Unlike a number of Pokemon on this list, Whismur has a surprising number of products compared to its general lack of presence in some of the more recent Pokemon games. Introduced way back in the best generation, Gen 3, Whismur was last available on a Nintendo Switch game with Pokemon Sword and Shield's The Isle of Armor DLC. Then also in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but only if you breed its evolution Loudred, or its evolution Exploud. Neither is entirely all that accessible for getting Whismur. Whismur is also arguably less recognizable than its evolution Loudred, which has quite a unique name and design. Not saying that Whismur isn't cute, it totally is, and has 5 related products on Pokemon Center, one of which is a super cute Spring Celebration plush keychain and 12 cards. Of the small, round, and cute Pokemon though, it's less recognizable these days.
Whismur! You're the best! Thanks, Whismur! Whismur!
Druddigon, the cave Pokemon, with the skin on its face harder than rock.
This is one of the few Pokemon where I'm not certain if fading into obscurity isn't the worst thing, when there are other neat Dragon-type Pokemon out there. Druddigon fans, please sound off. Introduced in Pokemon Black and White, the last time we saw this strangely designed Dragon-type was in the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLCs. Yet another DLC-only Pokemon. Based on the reviews and restock requests for the singular item for Druddigon on Pokemon Center, a Druddigon sitting cutie plush, there is still clearly a demand for this forgotten pocket monster. It's less common to see pure Dragon-type Pokemon these days, let alone ones that don't evolve. Druddigon has 15 cards, and my hopes that we'll see it again soon so I can give it a chance on my team. Just after Druddigon in the Pokédex is Golett, who was introduced with its evolution Golurk in Pokemon Black and White. It's one of the exceedingly rare ground ghost types, and after its Nintendo Switch introduction in Pokemon Sword and Shield, was sent to the DLC-only realm for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Legends ZA. We were giving a unique look into Golett's past in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and we're hoping Golett, along with other technological marvels of long ago, get a special spotlight should Game Freak decide to take another shot at Pokemon's bygone eras. Golett has 1 sitting cutie plush on Pokemon Center, a better presence in the TCG with 13 cards, and a few appearances in the Black and White animated series.
Karrablast!
The fussy-looking yet charming Karrablast was introduced in Gen 5, Pokemon Black and White. It was last seen in Pokemon Sword and Shield and has been unavailable since, which is a shame not only since we don't get to enjoy this Pokemon's aggressive face, but also as its evolution, Excalibur, transforms into a cool Bug Steel type. Like a few others, it only has a sitting cutie plush available at the Pokemon Center. There are 11 Karrablast cards, and it's made very few appearances in side games and the animation. Yet another terrifying aquatic Pokemon. Veluza is another new monster introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that has yet to make any other appearance. It has no merchandise, no appearances in the animated series or any side game, it has no evolution either, so this violent fish really only has itself in the Paldean waters. Surprisingly, the one place it has been shown a lot of love is in the TCG. It has 6 cards that all have really neat artwork, especially for a Pokemon that has limited facial expressions. If a Pokemon you love is on this list, let us know in the comments. Especially, let us know what you love about them. For more Pokemon memories, why not check out our ranking of the top 30 Pokemon of all time? And for everything else Pocket Monsters and beyond, be sure to stick with IGN.
Do you want to be the very best like no one ever was? Streamline your journey to becoming a master trainer with Planet Pokemon. Choose your Pokemon, filtering by type, stats, or game availability. Then use the full team builder to assemble an unbeatable lineup. Plan out the optimal set of moves, items, and abilities. Play to your strengths by analyzing your team's resistances and offensive coverage. Or really maximize your Poke potential by digging into the stats by adjusting EVs and IVs. And save multiple team builds for different strategies in different games. Plan your dream team today at planetpokemon.com.